I don't know if you can see my breath this morning, but it's particularly cold, 11 degrees. But anyway, hello everyone and good morning. Today I am headed up to my good friend Arran, who I've spoken to on the detailing group on Facebook, which I got invited to because of the video I made about cleaning the car. Now I notice there's even a lot more to cleaning your car than there looks. So yeah, today I'm going to go get the car valeted by Arran, and she's a bit of a mess at the moment. She hasn't been cleaned in a couple of weeks and she needs to be prepped for the winter. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. I'll see you when I get there. Right everyone, I've arrived at Aaron's place now. He's just getting the site ready and we'll be cleaning soon. I'll keep you updated. Right guys, so this is the car at the moment. It's pretty dirty. Aaron's already taken some pictures of the before and after, but I thought I'd get some video as well. But she hasn't been cleaned in a few weeks, so definitely got a bit of mud track on there. A quick rundown of the car, just give it a quick jet wash, and now we're on to phase 2. Simple jet wash done. What's next then?
No foam. Okay. So pre-wash, well, what we'll do, bug remover first. Just putting my grit guards in my buckets.
Okay.
So that when I put the mitt back in the bucket, any dirt or grit or stuff that's attached to the car, attached to the mitt, will sink to the bottom of the bucket. Okay. And get stuck below the grit guard. So obviously 2 buckets.
That's your rinse.
Both labelled rinse, and then the one over here will be labelled wash. So I try not to get mixed up. Okay. So not the same wash mitt that you use for your wheels. So
use a different one, yeah.
I use Finesse. I don't know which one it's called, the Ultimate Wash Mitt or something like that. Okay. It's made of the same material as their drying tail, so it really picks up suds really well. Chemical Guys Maxi Suds 2. Only because it foams up well, lubricates well, but smells even better. So I know you won't get this in the video, but if you could smell it, smell
you
it.
Can smell it, you.
So then we do 2 squirts. 1 on each side of the mitt and then 1 on the mitt. And we have suds. Okay, so when I wash, I'm going to start roof, coming down to this side window, and then we're going to come down a little bit lower on this side, maybe to a door handle. I'm going to find a line in the car which I use. Door handle, working around on the door handle, and then coming down the windscreen and then onto the bonnet, and then you'll come back round the car again to do the lower sides. Okay. So it just stops any contaminant. Obviously the lowest part of the car is going to be dirtier than the top, because closer to the road.
So how long have you actually been detailing cars for then?
I've been detailing cars, like friends' cars, for a year or so, just over a year, but then I've been qualified and actually been able to and insured to detail the last 6 months. Because there's 2 sides to a mitt, and it's always good to use both.
Just rinsed it down and now you're just gonna wipe
I'm just gonna just pat this dry for now, just to kind of, it won't be perfect, but then I can just have a little look around the paintwork, see if there's any like stuff that I need to really focus on with the clay, and then we're going to do the decontamination. These little black marks.
Yeah.
So they're either going to be fallout like iron deposits, or they're going to be like tree sap, something like that.
Okay.
But I'm going to say they're tree sap. Yeah. But what we're going to do when we Claybar the car, these will all disappear like magic.
Cool.
There's a few like smaller. You probably won't even pick it up on the camera.
I can't even see it. Okay then.
Okay, so we've got to decontaminate the car now.
Okay.
We're going to start with fallout remover. So we're going to spray it all round and see what happens.
Okay.
See what bleeds off.
You literally just spray this all over.
Yeah. Obviously I tried to focus it lower because that's where it's most likely going to have. Trying to avoid like plastics and stuff with this, just because there's a chance it will change the colour of it.
Yeah.
Especially like the rubber seals. Like these boot plastics will be fine. A little bit, see it's bleeding out here. That's a little bit of contaminant. Yeah.
A few little bits about. So this is literally just like reacting with the surface.
Yeah, reacting with anything that's like got iron in it really. So iron deposits, any bits of brake dust which might have slipped up. So yeah, coming around the back, you've got a lot more on the back here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
See all those little black spots, they're all starting to bleed out.
Yes. Quite cool actually. So we're just working with some decontaminant. Basically you can see it in the footage over there. But yeah, it's the first stage of decontaminating the car. So yeah, it's going quite well so far.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my shower shrine. It's not really shower shrine, it's just an old shower shrine bottle, but it's just a mixture of water and just a little bit of my shampoo, because even though Bilt Hamber do say you can lubricate their clay with water,
yeah,
for peace of mind I like to use my shower shine. Thing with Claybar is I don't recommend doing it unless you're going to have a machine polish, or you have the ability to machine polish yourself, because no matter what lubricant you use, you will create little bits of marring on the paintwork. Flan it out to about 2 to 3 finger swips. So you just see, you probably won't put this up on the video, will you? But
probably be difficult to. Yeah.
In the paintwork here, there's a few black spots where it could be tree sap. Obviously, it's probably not going to be anything iron related now because we've used a fallout remover.
Okay.
But what we're going to do, apply my soap, couple of sprays on the area, and I'm going to work forwards and backwards. Never in circles, just forwards and backwards. You'll feel your clay, it'll feel rough, the paintwork with your clay.
Yeah.
Once you finish claying, you find that this car's not going to be too bad because it's quite new.
Yeah.
But you'll find that the clay will start changing colour, it will start looking grey. If you like pack up any bits of tar, you think it'll have streaks of black tar through it. And then what you feel when you're done, you'll feel the paint feels smooth, and that means you've done a good job. So you removed any surface contaminants before obviously you polish it, because you don't want to polish on top of them, because all you're going to do is just spread them around. So I'm going to go around the whole car.
And that's basically, you just do that over the entire car.
Entire car. I normally work in smaller sections, so like half panels sections.
Yep.
Make sure I'm then inspect my paintwork after, make sure I'm getting the bits right, and make sure I haven't missed any parts. Sometimes I might have to go around the car twice, depending on how bad it is. But for this one, I think because it's quite new, once around the car. I'm using a medium clay, so it's nothing too aggressive, but it's still nice and easy to work with. Just making sure we're going in straight lines, no matter whether you're going up or down or side to side, it's just always straight. And if you feel that the clay starts to stick, just apply a little bit more lubricant.
And why is this that you just go straight then and not in circles?
Because if you go in circles, obviously you're going to be putting away swirl marks work and scratches. It'll look, if you're going to mar the paint, you want to mar it in a straight line. Yeah. Because then it's easier to correct as well. So if you're having a machine polish, it's a lot easier to correct than if you're polishing it. Then if you're going in circles. The same with your wash technique as well. If you see when I'm washing, I always wash in straight lines. Yeah. So whether it be up or down, side to side, it's always straight. So it's just to reduce the risk of damaging any paint any further, even though you are going to do a correction on it. But then if you are just doing a maintenance wash, for example, yeah, then you don't want to be scratching the paint or removing any of your protection that you put on top. Here, got a few marks in it. All I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it over and I'm going to knead it in and then give myself a nice fresh surface to work on again.
How long does this process usually take you then?
Depends on how bad the car is, anywhere between half hour to an hour normally.
How do you know once you've done all of the car with the clay? You just sort of judge it?
Find the start point in the car. I know once I get back around to that point, I'm pretty much finished.
It's the second round of snow foam, and that is literally just to clean off all the remains of the clay. Yeah.
Yeah. So any little bits of clay, any of the surface contaminants which have been moved, often not bonded anymore, but they're still sitting on the paintwork.
So this is the main one you use for drying, right?
Yeah, this is Auto Finesse Aqua Deluxe, really plush microfiber, and then I use just a little bit of Poor Boy spray and wipe, just as a drying aid, just to kind of any little smears or anything like that. It normally makes it dry nice and clean. I fold the towel into 4, I'm the wrong spray bit, but a couple of sprays of that onto the towel just to lubricate it a little bit. Yeah. And then working in straight lines. Just a couple of wipes, and then I flip the towel over. So you'll see small lines, but that's good. Yeah. So what the paint's going to do, the paint will absorb that and it'll keep the paint hydrated. You can just lay it out flat, pat it down, that'll absorb most of the water, move it a little bit, like so, and just work around the car. Like so. Once you've done a couple, a panel or so, flip it over. Even though I've done a whole roof, most towels you can probably wring now, but this one doesn't even feel slightly damp, it's not even wet. A couple of microfibers, one for just washing down the door shuts, making sure if it's dry, and then the other one it can just apply a bit of spray and wipe just to make sure it's all clean. And then once we go around and do the waxing at the end of this, we'll wax the door sills as well just to make sure they're protected.
It's getting pretty windy out here, but yeah, the Abarth is looking pretty good at the moment. She's looking pretty clean. She's attracting even more flies as ever. Even this big bug. Basically moving on to the polish stage. So done the Claybar. He's done the final wash down and the final dry up. So yeah, we're basically moving on to the polish stage.
I'm just masking the car off just to make sure that when I'm polishing, I don't accidentally touch any of the plastics. Yeah. Because what's going to happen is the abrasives in the polish will either, if it's a textured plastic, it'll either make it flat, or it might, if it's like a rubber seal, it'll like make it go white, and it will leave it like a really weird finish. Yeah. So pretty much it just saves a little bit of hassle further on when you're having to correct your own mistakes. Yeah. If you start on a panel, for example, I'm just going to start on the bonnet. Start one side, then compare it to the next side. You know, if you can tell the difference, then you're going to know you're using the correct compound and pad combination. Okay. Obviously, if there's no difference, you might have to go a little bit heavier, and then you can apply that to the rest of the car. Okay. Yeah. Once you know how the paint's going to react, but because the paint's quite soft, I'm not going to go too aggressive to start at all.
It should be fine. You know what you're doing.
You hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the DA6 Pro. So Dolo Juice Buff Daddy, I think it is. No, yeah, the Buff Daddy. So it's dual action, so it rotates in an orbit rather than a straight circle. So obviously it helps reduce the risk of burning through the paint, because the pad is constantly, it's never going to hit the same like all the paint twice. Does that make sense? This is a Dodo Juice Supernatural heavy polishing pad, and then we're going to start off using Scholl S20 Black, just because it cuts quite well, but with this pad, but then it also breaks itself down so it's going to not finish too badly, so it's still going to leave too many holograms or anything like that. So this is going to be our first stage, and then we're going to finish up with another compound as we're going to go around with a lighter pad. Next up, we're going to put on Prewash Glaze. So this contains a small amount of Carnuba wax and a couple of fillers. So if there's any deeper swell marks or any deeper scratches, this is going to fill it. Okay. And it's also going to give the car that wet look gloss finish. What we're going to do, a little bit on the pad. Obviously make sure there's no bugs on the car, which like that one, get off. And then we're going to do from there, we're going to start and we're going to work in straight lines, like so. So I like to work side to side for one way, and then I'll come back across it, up and down.
Okay.
Like so. Making sure that cover the whole panel, and then we're going to leave it.
Right then.
So next up we're just going to use a bit of some wheel armour, just wheel sealant. What we're going to do, spray it on, wipe it down, and then we're going to go and then leave it to settle. We're going to do, once we do the wax, we're going to do another coat of it as well. So we're going to do 2 coats of this. But I don't know if you'll video 2 coats, but you're going to get 2 coats. So all we do, spray on. And then all you want to do from there, just use a microfiber and just rub it in.
Okay.
Just make sure you get it quite equal so there's no big splodges or drips. And what you're going to do, you can protect the wheels from brake dust and other contaminants which are going to be on the road, and make the wheels so much easier to clean next time you come around to clean them. So last but not least, we're going to wax it. We're going to use Jade Wax ceramic wax. It contains some silicon dioxide in it, so it's going to help seal the car and keep it fresh and keep it protected for up to 6 months. So cool. It's a really good wax.
This is basically the last.
Yeah, this is practically the last step before buffing and dressing. Okay. So cool. This is the most important bit. I see a lot of people doing their wax in loads of little round circles, but all in all it doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply a fine film in a straight line motion, aiming to cover around half a panel at a time. And I'm going to work up and down as well, just to make sure I cover that whole panel. Yeah. Leave it to haze up. I like, on this kind of temperatures, about a 10-minute cure time probably. But this stuff is really good and really easy to get off as well. So it's easy to apply, easy to remove, plus the protection that it offers you is probably better than most other waxes in its price range. So for example, this pot will probably set you back about £40. Yeah. Whereas to try and get a £40 wax to do what this wax does, it's very hard. A lot of waxes like angel wax and stuff like that, or they're all really expensive in the hundreds of pounds. But this stuff, £40. I actually got this at a show for like 30.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, Jade Wax is good. And he's a nice guy as well, so if you actually ever get to speak to him, he'll help you out, any questions you have. Doing Valet Pro, Valet Pro yeah. glass cleaner, yeah. So it's really good. They're really good stuff to me. Really good products. So
that's perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
Bleeding. And as soon as the bleed gets heavy enough, it'll run. So it won't ever stick to the paintwork, and that'll hold for up to 6 months now.
Right guys, that's it basically. The car is all done now.
It's not connected up to my iCloud.
Oh, I see. But yeah, it's basically all done. How long do you reckon that took?
I'm going to say 5 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah. That's about right.
Normally I quote for 6 hours.
Okay.
So I'll come in on time.
You come perfectly on time, 20 minutes to spare. It's difficult really to show how shiny it actually has come off without having the sun. It doesn't really, I still feel like it's not really showing on video very well, but it does look beautiful. You can get in shot, get some more cleaner.